What made you make the switch from improv over to stand-up if you were doing it so heavily?
I really loved stand up. Well, no, excuse me. I really loved improv, and I always thought I was going to be like a Second City guy. Like, I thought I was going to go to Second City and do sketch comedy and improv and shit. And then I took a bunch of acid. I was in college in like Denver. I thought I was going to play football. I didn't play football, so I was like, I'll move to Denver and do improv. And then I hated college, and I don't know, dude. I always thought it'd be cool to try stand up. And also like you're kind of hamstrung by the people who you're improvising with. Like I would like play with, my buddy Ryan Madding or Galloway Albright. Like they were amazing improvisers and it was always the most fun in the world playing with them. But then when you had to do the short form 2 shows on a Saturday, like the game style improv, it just really took the wind out of my sails.
Yeah.
So I tried stand up and I was immediately good at stand up. Until the fifth time I did it, I bombed at the most important show I'd ever done at that time, which 5 shows, who cares? But it was the finals of the Comedy Works contest.
Oh, that is a big show. Yeah.
I fucking shanghaied my way through and, just was a total snake oil salesman through the first 2 rounds. And then the fifth time I did stand up was the finals and I went first and I fucking bombed. It was a nightmare.
Were your jokes like, were you hack? What happened? Why'd you bomb that?
Wasn't hack. I mean, I had this like force of nature personality that was working. And like I had, like I'd been doing improv enough that I had some bits that I was like, maybe I could repeat that and it would be a thing.
Mhm.
But I mean, after the first round, I was writing jokes for the second round before I went on stage that night. And then the third round, I had to do 7 minutes. I only had 5 minutes. So I was writing jokes that night and the wheels fell off and
Yeah.
it was bad. But I figured out eventually that you can do stand up like you do improv when you see guys like we've already mentioned, and it can be really special as well.
Can we go back to you taking too much acid? Because
Yeah,
I
for
started
sure.
this podcast because I did DMT and thought I
Oh,
met
nice.
Buddha. So I want to know about too much drugs getting you to where you are.
Yeah, I think it's really important for. I mean, I don't know. Your brain doesn't form till you're 25, obviously, is what I've been told. But I think it was really important for me as a kid because I played music first. I'm a drummer. And when I was a
Are
kid, like
you?
15, yeah, I played drums and I was in bands before I did improv or stand up. Like I was touring nonstop. And I've told this story a bunch on podcasts, but it's still a good story. My best friend moved to Ithaca, New York to go to school. And I moved up there with him, dropped out of college, moved up there to live in this anarchist compound. And like when I was younger, like 15, 16, 17, we would just get all the musicians in my very small town and we'd lock into my parents' barn and just like get as many Keystone Lights as we could get our hands on, just get fucking, ounces of mushroom, blotter, weed was easy to get. And we would just get fucked up and jam for like 3 days straight. Just like, there'd be a saxophone, there'd be like 7 guitars, there'd be like 3 bass guitars. I'd be on drums. We'd switch off on drums. And that was just like forming my brain. So I moved to Ithaca and me and Clay were in this band, the bass player who went to school there. And I just ate a bunch of acid and ate a bunch of mushrooms and really made me like realize how short of a time we have and how you should just like pursue the things that you really love, to arguably a selfish degree because they're when else are you going to do them when you're old? No way.